Greetings, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I just wanted to talk about, I don't know, just a few things, basic life things, and also a lot of things going on with various cults, to include Scientology, of course. So I just went through my videos and deleted a whole bunch that were staying stuck, throttled, whatever you want to call it. And interestingly enough, as usual, it's always, excuse me, it's always the same pattern with these folks. I did one, I forgot what it was called, like Harvester of Sorrow, which was not exactly Scientology, but I covered some really important things in there, and it stayed at 10. They don't like when you break their codes. I love codes. I consider myself a decoder, and also too, I'm not like a big gematria decoder. I could if I wanted to, but I like to bring out certain patterns of numerical things. But what I wanted to talk about was the patterns of the videos that were what I would call throttled, always involving children in Scientology. Always involving children. Whether I coded the word children or whether it was not coded. And also anything to do with Terry Shivo. I think I'm saying her name correctly. So as much as I didn't want to delete those videos, I don't like my algorithm getting messed up because of all these videos just stagnant. So I would highly suggest people to just blast the shit out of Terry Shivo videos. I'm going to cover more. And at some point I want to learn how to, I know it's fairly easy, to take a bunch of different videos and put them into one video. Like I know Dr. Ramani does that, and different people do that. I would like to group a lot of the videos that I've done on the same subject and put them into one video. And also the ones that are just not going anywhere at all are all, and you guys will know, you guys know, all the connections that I made with the government funding of Scientology, schools, etc., they didn't move. You guys know why. And then I did another one connecting Terry Shivo to Lisa McPherson. It didn't move. So you guys know. So if you guys want to go ahead and cover some of those topics, I would appreciate it. And not that I'm going to leave those subjects alone. I'm going to find a way to, I'm not going to say how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to find a way to get past that censorship. I believe that Scientology has billions of dollars, if not more. I think billions. I believe they have some type of, I mean, it's all illegal, but you know, laws. I believe they have, to a lot of our channels, they have some type of software either connected to our channels or some type of bots that are thwarting our channels and thwarting certain videos. Like I said, the videos of mine that were just not moving was Terry Shivo, anything to do with children in Scientology. I had a lot of good stuff. I had one that And it just really enrages me that I put all this effort into it, and then it just sits at 10. And you guys know it's not the freaking thumbnail. Come on. And I've created a lot of really good thumbnails, by the way. But I'm also going to create a playlist of Scientology and police. Or Scientology and police. Yeah, Scientology and the police, somehow. So right now I don't have my laptop, so that makes it a little more difficult, but I can do it. I think I'm just going to get a new laptop and then use my other one for offline stuff. Thank you very much. Offline. And I'm sitting here thinking, what was the other? And just little random things that I talked about, like I had the funny story. I suggest you guys go listen to my funny story video. It was funny. And it stayed at my Magic 20, of course. Another video that Scientology really did not want out, they didn't want the information out, was Greg Bashaw. Greg Bashaw was an OT8 that ended his life. I believe it was Bluicide. They really did not want that out, but you know me, I was persistent. And then the other videos that obviously I had spoken to you guys about that were throttled hard was the Scientology Bluicides. Some of them I got a lot of views, and then boom, all of a sudden they just stayed there. You guys know people were still watching them. You know and I know that the views were probably hundreds, if not thousands, but they just sat there at 8 or 9. It's just, I believe a lot of these videos that we see at 8 or 9 are getting a lot more views. And the funny part about it is Scientology and these other cults, I mean, yes, they have a lot of money. A lot of them are mind control experiments, by the way. I'm not going to get too deep. But people that are not in the know, they just are, the little cogs in the wheel. They really think that they can stop this information from getting out. Now, whether we get justice in the courts, come on, you guys. So, just for fun, oh yeah, the Scientology court cases that were lost by Scientology, of course that one sat. You guys know why. I do think I'm getting a lot of current Scientologist views, as well as former Scientologists, but my goal is to start getting more just general public people looking at my videos. That's why my subscribership's not going up. 100%. So imagine the cogs in the wheel could think that they can stop all this information from getting out, right? So this is the AI overview regarding Scientology court cases. I really don't even care if this video just sits. I couldn't give a rat's tail. Scientology has been involved in numerous court cases globally, including a 2022 federal human trafficking lawsuit. By the way, a lot of the way they censor is through the words. Against the organization and its leader, Dave Miscavige. Apparently David's the only one committing crimes, right? A settled civil case following Lisa McPherson's death. There's a lot more. They're not covering all of them. And a controversial film in a 1990s, of course they don't name the film, right? In a 1990s case where a former member was awarded damages for malicious prosecution. They don't name it, of course. The cases often involve accusations of forced labor. Yeah, they often involve, you guys. Black magic, anyone? Accusations of forced labor, financial fraud. There's those 6s again. And allegations of human rights abuses by former members, like kids. as well as Scientology's efforts to protect its status. Ooh, you guys, it's protecting its status. Victims can't protect their status, but they can protect theirs, right? As a religion, everyone. And obtain tax-exempt status. Ooh. You know, because trafficking, they definitely don't want to be. Traffickers don't want to pay the taxes, that's for sure. Human trafficking and forced labor cases. I don't even know if I want to read all this stuff. You got the Baxter case. I'm just going to kind of go through it. Not the whole. Baxter case, which is human trafficking. Headley versus Church of Scientology, human trafficking, and human rights violations. But the way the Headleys approached it was forced labor. I don't know if that was the right way to go, but cases involving former members and damages, you know, like WOGs or suppressive people. Allard versus Church of Scientology. Allard was awarded $250,000 in a malicious prosecution lawsuit. Wollersheim. Isn't it funny how they don't... Didn't Wollersheim get like $39 million or something? He got a lot of money. And well, I mean, it didn't really perplex me, but interesting about that one was that should have, the Wollersheim case should have set precedent, and it didn't. I guess when you got like billions of dollars and you can afford the top of the line snake lawyers, they stopped that. That's what they did. Okay, cases involving Scientology's actions and policies. Policies. Lisa McPherson, Patrice Vick case. There's a lot more, you guys. Jesse Prince is covering some of it. Cases related to Scientology's legal and religious status. Church of Scientology versus Internal Revenue Service. Well, because I'm so in the know, like, I'm going to be a little bit sarcastic here. I was asking questions, but I sort of knew the answer. Think about this, you guys. And maybe this comes from my military background, but my father was also retired military as well. And I had a lot of military men in my family, except for one who, you know, got kicked out like a bum. But think about, okay, so what I'm trying to get to here is when you're in the military or you're a veteran, you're not allowed to sue the federal government, right? Because basically you're looked at as a piece of property. Whether people say it or not, that's the truth. So how was it? I thought that you were not allowed to sue government agencies. I mean, am I wrong? So you get pissed off at the IRS, you're going to sue them? And there's a lot more to the IRS that I want to get into. I mean, I'm a scholar about some things. I mean, not really a scholar, but well-read about some things. But put it like this, IRS is not what you guys think it is. I'll just say that. But how were they able to get away with that? I mean, I know the answer, but just think about that, man. Tax exemption cases in Europe, it's always about the money. So I'm going to see what else I can find here. Okay, as I'm scrolling more, you got Allard versus Church of Scientology. Human trafficking. Wollersheim versus Church of Scientology. 30 million. Wollersheim got 30 million. I thought it was 39, but listen to this, you guys. Leah Remini's lawsuit against Scientology gets fourth judge. Judge shopping much, you guys? But it's allowed, you guys. That's the thing. We know our justice system is not justice. Everyone knows that. That's why all the pedophiles are getting killed in prison. And out and about when they're doing their shopping, pedophiles are getting killed. When they're driving down the highway all by themselves, they just come up missing. It's crazy. I really wish I could get access to Oxford Academic, but I'm not paying all that money. And some people say that some of these sites are kind of a scam. Here's a forced marriage lawsuit. Jane Doe says a church official sexually assaulted her when she was a minor. I believe that's the Gavin Potter case. Ethan Ostroff Law is asking for clients. Baxter case. Okay, hold on. You guys know I gotta go in. Okay, this is just a basic search. Scientology child abuse. Those old, ancient, 115-year-old men apparently don't know how to do a Google search. Or perhaps they were perpetrators or accomplices. Or what's the other word? Accessories to a crime. Defectors say Church of Scientology hides abuse. That was 2010. I've already covered the Montoya, Lucero, and Pastor law firm. Ex-Scientologist sues church and its leader, alleging abuse. Leah Remini's Scientology in the Aftermath details child abuse. Former Scientology member sues church, claims child abuse. Think that what I'm trying to get to, and I'm being sarcastic because you guys know I love to be sarcastic, is they can't censor all this stuff. It's just great, in my opinion. Cohen Milstein, I covered them as well. Look at this Scientology. Nana, nana, boo, boo, you can't catch us. S abuse cover-up. Of course there is. The old ancient men never talk about the S abuse of women or children. Weird, huh? And don't ever think they're guilty, because what I mean by that is that they feel guilty. They have no guilt. They have no remorse. Look at this. Lawsuits against the Church of Scientology are piling up. Facts. Okay, lots of law firms. Scientology lawsuits allege child abuse, trafficking, and forced labor, 2019. Scientology policy enabled years of child S abuse, lawsuit says. It's all coming out. So whether people actually get the kind of justice that they want to see in the world, because we know what sick, disgusting, reptile, devil-worshipping scum are at the top. Church, okay, that's the same thing. Hold on, you guys. Here is Jenna Miscavige, relives child abuse and labor allegations. And then, the one and only Jan Eastgate that didn't really get too much punishment for coaching a child to lie about child SA in Scientology. Scientology accused of trafficking. Australian forced labor. Okay, so that's the same one, I guess. Imagine that they would love so much to censor all this, they can't do it. They can do weird things to my channel. But look at all this. The Lost Children of Scientology, Part 2. And just think about this alone. Anyone who is completely silent about Jamie Mustard's book, Child X, what else do you say? People need to wake up. Scientology, David Miscavige gets judge knocked off. Abuse case. Imagine, you guys, while all this stuff was going on publicly, the LAPD just, in my opinion, were harassing and intimidating and somewhat threatening any protester was outside of those blue building, the blue building, or the recruitment center. What was that weirdo dude with the freaking sunglasses? Talman, the one who can't sing. And there's, Mike Rinder. That whole thing was weird with that guy, with the Child USA lawyer. But I don't know. I got thoughts. I don't want to get into it. I'm just trying to highlight here. They're going to try to censor all this stuff. Can't do it. So I guess I'll stop there. I got some life things to do today. So anyways, have a good day. And try to be kind to each other. Peace.